I never had a support group before. It really showed me how much compassion everyone has in there, and it made me feel safe in the group. And when you have that like safeness with people, that support almost like pushes you to be better. I really do appreciate all of the guys in there, like actually.
What's going on, Reboot team? I am here with somebody very special, somebody that I actually handpicked to talk to us today about his experience in the Reboot implementation program. I have seen this guy grow, I have seen this guy put in the work, and I'm really excited to hear from him today. This is going to be a good one, man. I'm really looking forward to it. I am here with
Yeah.
the man, the myth, the legend. This is Jared. What's poppin', homie?
I'm good. I'm good. I appreciate I appreciate you hyping me up, Chris. That means a lot, man. But I'm doing well. I'm doing well. How are you?
Listen, man, I'm better now that I'm talking to you because I,
Cool.
I mean, I do mean it. Like I've seen you put
Yeah.
in work, I've seen you learn a lot of things, but most importantly, I've seen you apply the things that you learned, and we're gonna dive into all that. But first things first, let's kind of start from the very beginning. How did you first, discover the group for yourself?
I'm pretty sure it was by one of JK's YouTube videos. I was kind of just going on YouTube trying to figure out like how to stop watching porn because there's always been like this stigmatism, I guess, where like if you stop porn, everything gets fixed pretty much. So I was trying to figure out like I want to start, getting better at my life. How do I quit this porn thing? And I think I came across JK's story where he was talking about how porn had messed up his life, and I really resonated with what he was saying and how raw he was. So that's how I kind of found out about him and then eventually joined the program.
Good stuff, man. So you discovered JK and Elevator Recovery through the YouTube channel. I'm curious as to what was the moment like when you said to yourself, you know what? Like, it's time to join. Like, it's time to put skin in the game. What was the moment like when you were like, let's do this?
The moment it was very like I don't know if I would say it was very not the word's not compulsive. Like I just did it to do it because out of nowhere I just kind of realized that like I really didn't have a handle on this. And I felt like I in the moment I wasn't really ready, but I said I think I need to do this because obviously on my own I don't know what I'm doing. Like I don't have a control over it, and this is really ruining kind of my life, and especially my more so dating life, because as a young guy, we're very driven by that. And that's when I knew like, yeah, no, I'm tired of how my life is going. I think I should at least give this a try to see what it's like, to see how it can help me. And that's kind of how it happened for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Really, really relatable. So you join the group, you're introduced to all the different modules and the community and the coaching calls. We'll dive into each of those, kind of individually in a little bit. But I'm curious, now that you are a seasoned veteran, in
Yeah.
the implementation group, what have been some of the tools that you've picked up along the way that have proven to really help you out?
The tools that really proven helpful have been dialoguing. It's also been the name validate feel from Dr. Jessica. And of course, for me, I feel like I still need to master them, but they have really, they've really helped me in building up an awareness deep within me to try to figure out about what's going on in my life instead of just reacting to everything, if that makes sense. So I'm not very reactive anymore. I'm more so like trying to figure out, okay, what is the data here? What's going on here? How can I improve upon this? And those two tools have recently really been helpful on that.
That's really, really good. Like they help ground you.
Exactly, yeah. Honestly, all the tools are good. I think all the tools are good, but dialoguing, especially when I'm dialoguing, I tend to use tools in the dialogue. So that's kind of been like my my bread and butter. Like go into dialoguing, then I feel an emotion, use name validate feel or irrational rational beliefs. But those two, name validate feel and dialoguing, have really been useful. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. And maybe a silly question, but like before joining the program, you
Yeah.
know, I'm well, let's go there for a second because you said that you would try to, you know, figure things out and like cut this unhealthy behavior from your life on your own first. What did you try before joining the group?
Honestly, all I really did was like I just kind of used. It's funny because it brings me back to what JK says. I kind of just use willpower, just trying to like say, you know what, let me just not use it today. But it would always fail because so I used to work in a store that had a bunch of like women. They were beautiful, right? Um, but obviously with this whole porn addiction thing, I was never able to. Nothing was ever able to happen. Like my dating life was terrible. So imagine myself trying to like willpower through this and being like, hey, if you get this under control, your dating life is going to be so much better. Your life in general is going to be so much better. And then just really trying to force myself to not do it and then eventually slipping. And now I'm like ashamed and everything. And it's just a roller coaster when you get into that loop of like shame and everything. So yeah, it was mostly just willpower, to be honest.
Yeah, man. And again, it's insanely relatable. I remember doing the whole NoFap type of thing and trying
Yeah.
to like count my days and
Yeah.
really like getting down on myself if there were a slip of some kind. And in this group, I mean, we our big thing is we don't count days, we count wins. We don't count days, we try to make the days count. So
Yeah.
talk to me a little bit about the community itself that kind of upholds that moral. What kind of value has the Facebook group brought you?
The Facebook group, oh my God, I could say so many good things about the Facebook group, but I think the most important thing is that it's given me a community that I can actually go to, like a support group, because before the Reboot implementation program, I never had a support group before. And like even my own family, I would never go to them to actually talk about my problems or what's been going on. But then after having the implementation, like at first I was very like shy and very like I didn't want to post. But upon actually being vulnerable with the brothers in the group and and you, Reboot Hero, and all the other coaches in there, it really showed me how much compassion everyone has in there. And it made me feel safe in the group. And when you have that like safeness with people, it's almost like that support almost like pushes you to be better. So I mean, the Facebook group is incredible. I can't even like I don't even have words to describe how amazing it is because I really do appreciate all of the guys in there. Like actually.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
It's that old cliche, but it certainly applies. No man is an island. And
Yeah.
particularly because of the fact that these types of things are not easy things to talk about. So it's really reassuring to have that community of guys from around the world that actually get it. You know what I mean? Like they actually understand where you might come from. But I remember those shy Jared days, but it's been
Yeah.
a joy.
I remember that too, but now it's a change. Like I mean, I'm so much more vulnerable now and it's like I really do appreciate you guys actually like Chris, I mean, I've cried with you on like on the calls before, so you can imagine how far I've come in regards to that. So no, it's like I can't believe it sometimes actually.
Yeah, man. No, and that's why I said it. I mean, like hyping you up and like, silliness aside, like I really do mean it. Like it's been awesome to watch you grow. And I'm also curious to hear, you know, not only do we have the Facebook community, but we also have the community that's built through the coaching calls. You had mentioned Dr. Eastman before. I'm curious as to your general experience with the coaching calls.
So in general, the experience with the coaching calls have been amazing. Even the breaking the cycle calls with you, Chris, like those are really, really awesome. Like actually, there's like everyone in the calls, they're all like participating, everyone has something to say. And it just makes it very it's like there's a connection there and the calls are very it just I can't describe how like the connection is, but it just makes you feel so much better and you're more receptive when you're in the calls live as opposed to like watching replays. So I mean, recently I've been trying to join more calls again because now that I'm at like a different stage in my reboot, now I feel like I can really, really understand the calls more better, especially with the advice that Milan, Dr. Jessica, Rankin, you, now I can implement better. So the calls are really, really useful actually, and I have to make more use of them. So yeah.
No, that's so good. I appreciate you sharing that, man. That's really, really awesome. So as far as we're talking about tools, we're talking about community, we're talking about the coaching calls and vulnerability. A lot of these things, we had perhaps a lot of trouble with before joining the group in that, the ability to be just raw and honest about what we're thinking and feeling, or the sense of holding ourselves accountable and the opportunity to hold others accountable that are trying to achieve similar things to us.
Hmm.
So here's a question I like to ask. With all that said, if you were to know somebody who might have a history with compulsive behaviors and just is just struggling, just like
Hmm.
really struggling in silence in the way that you and I know about very well, knowing what you know now, is there anything that you would want to share with that particular person?
Yes. Here's what I'll say. So, if you're going through this on your own, I would definitely recommend joining the implementation program. Now, I joined when I was unprepared. I'll be honest. I'll be 100% honest. When I was there in my first year, I really didn't like implement to the fullest. Like I kind of joined it, and since I wasn't like fully prepared to actually implement, I didn't use all the tools. I didn't implement like the modules. So it kind of didn't go anywhere for me. But I did see the value in the group. I did see the value in the modules. So once I rejoined again for another year, and I really, really said, you know what, I'm gonna commit to this. I'm going to actually put in the work to use the tools to watch the modules like again and do it all over again and really get my foundation down. That's when things started changing for me. That's when everything started to kind of kick it up a notch. And yeah, if you're going to be joining, like it's worth it. Um and the clarity you get from being in the program, the awareness you get, it's just a game changer. It's a game changer in all areas of your life. Currently, I'm working on another part of my life, and I think that's the biggest thing is that this program is a holistic thing. So that's what I would say. Like, don't hesitate. Definitely go for help, or get on the call with one of the reboot strategists. You know what I mean? Just speak to them, see what they say, because that's what I've done. But yeah, that would be my advice, brother. You don't have to do it alone.
That's awesome, man. I mean,
Yeah,
there's such, an emphasis sometimes on one's own pride or one's own like willpower. It's like, I
yeah,
can do this. And I mean, perhaps like some of like the shy Jared days, I mean, some of the shy Chris days, when I first joined, it was like getting used to the fact that like, oh, wait a minute, this is gonna be a zone where no one's gonna judge me. People actually care. Like people have been in my shoes. It's
yeah.
so hard to believe.
And you know what? I actually you hit it right on the nail. Actually, exactly what I was trying to say. Like it's incredible, but you hit it right on the nail. That this is like the support is just there, and it's like I don't know. It's unbelievable. It's incredible. That's all I can really say about that.
That's awesome, man. Well,
Yeah,
listen, Jared, I appreciate you sharing your experience. I appreciate you in general. And I know for a fact that, if there's somebody out there that might be listening to this and is kind of on the fence, as far as what to do next about their behavior that's proven to be unhealthy for them, they're listening to this for a reason. And
yeah.
we've been there, you know, and there is hope, there is community. Take it from Jared, he's been there, and yeah, we're ready when you are. You know what I mean? So, with that in mind, do you have any parting words for us?
Just the only parting words I have to say is this: no matter what, just don't give up. Always get up. Always keep trying to do what you have to do. Keep trying. As long as you don't give up, I think you'll be all right. So that's what I got to say.
Love it, man. Jared, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate you sharing.
Appreciate you, Chris. Thank you.